Hello from the beautiful countryside of Sussex, Jamaica. We have finally gotten a few days of beautiful sunlight, which my body has been craving for. And I'm outside making fresh bread from scratch in the countryside for breakfast. Here are my list of ingredients, and nothing beats a slow, cozy day in the hill making bread from scratch. So I went ahead and added all my ingredients, and then I will add my water as well and give that a knead. So spend a cozy day with me in the hills of Sussex as we bake our homemade bread from scratch. And nothing beat the smell and the taste of fresh homemade bread that is baked by yourself. I'm in the era of baking my own bread. I haven't bought a loaf of bread from the supermarket in almost a year because I've been perfectioning my recipe to bake my own homemade bread, to know what I'm eating and to know more skills as I continue in this life, in this journey. As I knead my bread under the beautiful sunlight in the Caribbean, we will relax today and heat some freshly baked bread with some roots tea. Bread used to be simple and natural. Today it contains so many additives, enriched flour, and so many other ingredients that your body does not need. So I'm going to make my own fresh bread from scratch. And I've been making my homemade bread for months on months, and I've found the perfect whole wheat bread recipe for my family. And these breads are soft and warm and buttery, and we love them with just about anything. So I'm in this era of baking, and I'm experimenting, and I'm trying new skill, and I'm evaluating myself. So I'm attaining new skill day by day of just kneading, baking, toasting and turning and heating my home made freshly baked products that are baked from scratch. And I love to cook. I'm in the era of cooking and trying new food also. So in this part, I'm folding and I'm beating it onto a surface to get the elastic-like consistency that I'm looking for. And this bread can be a no-knead bread, and you can substitute the egg and add all the other ingredients. And once I fold and beat it, it will become elastic-like and stretchable. The dough has been forming beautifully stretchable, just like I like it. And you can knead it for less time. I just like my bread to be a bit stretchable, so I know that the bite would be so soft and tasty. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a few more folds and beats on a surface. Then I'm ready to place it into my container so it can proof. I'm almost kneading the bread to the consistency that I want it, perfectly soft and warm to the touch and very stretchable. I'm going to give it a few more folds on the outside, and it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes for this perfection of the dough. You can use a stand mixer inside, but I prefer to knead it outside. And this is the consistency that you're looking for, very stretchable bread. And once you attain this beautifully stretchable bread, you can go ahead and proof it. But if it's a no knead bread or little to no time kneading, you will notice that the bread won't be this stretchable, but it will still be tasty and soft and buttery. Now it's time for the first rise of the bread, and I will place that into my container and place a clean plastic wrap over the top so the bread can properly proof, and I will be leaving it outside for an hour under the beautiful sun in the Caribbean so the bread can rise properly. As we patiently wait for the bread to rise, I'll go ahead and grease both of my baking pans that I'll be using to bake my bread inside of. So I'll spread some butter lightly at the bottom and on the side where the bread will be rising. I love spending slow day in the hills just nesting and baking, and it has been an hour later now, so I'll go ahead and inflate the dough and shape it so it can go into our bread pan and it can rise. So this will be the second rise of the bread, and it has rise halfway through, so I'll go ahead and inflate the dough, and it is very stretchable, even more stretchable than when I make the first knead of it. So I'll go ahead and remove it from the container that I proof it in, and the second proofing will be inside of the bread pan. And you see how very stretchable and light this bread is. You know that it's going to be a very soft, tasty bread. So I went ahead and separate the dough into 6 equal parts, and I'm going to give that a light flour and shape it into my desired and preferred style that I want the bread to rise a second time in. So I'll go ahead and give each equal part a light fold, just like when you're doing a cinnamon roll, and I'll place that into my container, giving each a little space at a time so it can rise properly and it can rise the way I like it. Once I'm finished shaping them inside of the bread pan, I'll go ahead and give that just a light pat on the top so they can rise again, and I'll place a clean plastic bag over the top to promote the heat and to trap the heat inside of the pan after I'm finished doing all my shaping. And they will rise again for an hour or until it is doubled in size. And I'll be placing that into a warm place so they can rise properly. It has been a few hours later. I've given it enough time to double in size just the way I like. And don't mind the mosquitoes that is biting me outside. We have been getting a lot of rain, so the mosquitoes are out. I'll go ahead and remove the bag from the top, and as you can see, they are doubled. I went ahead and added some oats over the top. I like just a little bit of decoration over my bread. So yes, the oats will be going over the top, and that will place into the oven for an hour at 350 degrees with a water bath at the bottom of the oven. So it's baking time now. Checking on them halfway through. As you can see, my oven is steaming. I use the water bath so the bread remain very soft. And guys, it's an hour later. I have already taken one out, and look how golden and pretty this whole wheat country style bread is. I'll taking that to the table, and I was spreading some butter over the top to make sure that it's extra buttery, and nothing smells better than the scent of homemade fresh bread from your oven in the countryside, guys. This is my new era of baking, experimenting and trying new things. And guys, you know, when the bread good, you eat one already. This is the situation. I went ahead with the family and eat one of the bread already. So I'll be having this for tea, for breakfast, right outside with some ginger roots tea. And that is a perfect breakfast for me. Warm buttery bread and ginger tea. Even though I have my knife right here, I'm using the spoon to spread the butter over the warm bread. I don't know for what reason, but we will go ahead with it. And as you can see, the butter is melting. Yes. And this is the beautiful look of our loaf of fresh bread, baked to perfection on the outside. It's now time to heat our hard working labor. It's now time to heat and taste what we have been craving for. And the taste of fresh bread just hits your mouth perfectly. I got to pair that with some ginger tea right away, guys, because the taste, so mouth-watering, so buttery. And as you can see from the bite, how soft the bread is, just as heaven meets earth. Guys, this is the perfect whole wheat bread recipe that I've been making for months on months to make sure that I don't buy bread. I don't have a problem with buying bread, but mine tastes even more better, and I know what I'm eating. So I'll be enjoying my breakfast under the beautiful Caribbean sunlight, just enjoying warm, buttery, fresh bread and relaxing this day outside. Look how soft it is, guys. It does bounce back as you touch it. This is bread. Bread should be simple, tasty, delicious, buttery, warm, and all the ingredients should be natural. Thank you so very much for watching from your favorite country girl in the Caribbean. This is my perfect bread recipe. I thank you for spending a slow day with me in the hills, and I hope you leave some comment and tell me which bread is your favorite, because I know there's a lot of bread out there. But this one, my homemade version, is the favorite bread to go. Don't forget to hit that subscription button, guys. And don't forget to like this video. It promotes the channel so much. And leave a comment. Bye for now.